I'm excited to share our brand new Perfect Template Analytics module and what all that entails and the value it's going to bring to our existing modules because of the feedback loop of the time that your engineers are tracking, being able to take those averages, push those back into the templates as suggestions on where you can update the accuracy on work estimates, which again is the same thing as the budgeted hour on each of those tickets in your PSA. Resource types, durations, all that great stuff so that you're working from templates that are as accurate as they can be. So I'm going to drill into a customer onboarding template, right? So when I drill in here, you're going to notice up here at the top, I've got different workspaces. So my traditional sort of default, but then I have this template analytics review, which is what we're looking at. So I've got my traditional discovery and planning and execution and all those great things. There's different phases that onboarding projects typically go through. But then you'll see this task right here, assess network, where we originally estimated it should take us 2 hours to get that task done. But as we've launched this new onboarding project into several active projects and our engineers are tracking their time on assessing the network of this new client, we're noticing on average it's taking 4.3 hours to do that work. So that's a variance of 2.3 hours. So what you can do at this point, you can actually drill in to really get an understanding of where is this data coming from? Which projects, that have been launched from this template are producing this new average that I should be maybe updating my template to. So this is our template analytics review box. And you'll notice we're suggesting that this should be updated to 4 hours at this point, which I could just quickly update the template with the selected value here. But if you really wanted to drill in and understand where is this data coming from, we've got all of those different assess network tasks across all those different onboarding projects and the time that was actually tracked when that task was marked as complete. Now we'll show you ones that haven't been completed yet, but that's not being taken into consideration as far as the average because there's still more work or time to be tracked to that task, but you can at least see where they stand. So for example, I noticed this one took 8 hours. So when I drill in, I can see it was Brad Tate, 8 hours, and I can see the cost rate and total cost and things of that nature as well. But you can see all the different projects, where that data is coming from. And then again, we are going to suggest where you could update that to. Now, we do that for every single task. And again, those work estimates, you got to start somewhere, right? If you don't know how long it takes, put a number in there. And then surely enough, pretty quickly, first project, you're going to know exactly how long it takes. And you can start making those corrections and updates along the way. And you're not going to have to spend any additional time trying to figure all of this out in a separate spreadsheet or using some sort of other tool to try to analyze all of this. We're going to do it directly in your templates and make the suggestions. We're also going to do it for your duration. So if we're seeing that a task duration is taking longer to get done over time, we'll suggest those updates as well as the labor budget. So you might notice from time to time that in your template, you'll have a specific resource type like a level 1 engineer assigned to it. But then you're noticing when it launches into an active project, it's switching over to a level 3 as an example at a higher cost. So if you notice that your labor budget is more than what, or the actual is more than what you've originally sort of estimated as your labor budget, that's going to be a problem. So we'll point that out so you know exactly. Again, we'll drill in, understand what's going on, and make those updates where needed. Now, because of this feedback loop, again, it's going to only increase the accuracy of your overall, budgeting, the labor costs associated with all your projects across the board. And it's also going to improve the accuracy of the capacity forecasting that we're going to be doing automatically for you in the system. So as an example, right now, this onboarding project is costing me almost $5,000 because what this is going to do is summarize all the different resource types that are within this onboarding project. It's going to look at how many hours were associated to each of those different resource types, what their fully burdened cost is, and that's how it's doing that calculation for you automatically. So as I'm making those updates that are being suggested within this template, my budget is going to increasingly get more accurate over time. So it's going to increase the accuracy of not only your budgeted hours for your projects, but also the capacity data. Because as you know, this work estimate is what we're utilizing when we're putting together all those great capacity analytics and forecasting data, so you know exactly how much work is landing on each of your different engineers' plates, how to better communicate lead times, because you can clearly see how much work is associated to each of your different engineers and project managers across the board. So if you got a new project coming up, you can see when do people start to free up down here, which is a different video that we'll focus on again. But the template analytics is that feedback loop, providing the additional data that's needed to increase the accuracy of the existing modules that Moovila already has today as part of our perfect project solution. So if you'd like to learn more about what we're doing for MSPs to increase their profitability with all of their different projects they're managing for their clients, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks so much.